We have discussed syllabus in yesterday's lecture itself. In that, we are taking the topic calculus, out of which topics functions of single variables, limit, continuity, and derivative we have covered. And in today's lecture, we'll see mean value theorems. There are three mean value theorems: Rolle's theorem, then Lagrange's theorem, and Cauchy's mean value theorem. And after that, we'll see Taylor's and Maclaurin series, and then finally local maxima and minima. So we'll start with mean value theorems. The first theorem is Rolle's theorem. I hope everyone is with notebook and pen. I want to ask you some questions. So be ready with pen and paper. Okay, the Rolle's theorem it is very important. Consider a real valued function defined in the closed interval. Suppose a function is defined in the closed interval AB, then if that function is continuous in that closed interval, function should be continuous and it should be differentiable in open interval AB. And third condition is if f of A is equal to f of B, means whatever is the limit A and B, we have to calculate value of the function at one end, that is f of A, and value of the function at other end of the interval, that is f of B. And if these two are equal, then we can see, let me admit some people. Then if these three conditions are satisfied, then according to that Rolle's theorem, we can say Rolle's theorem satisfied in this case. And if such thing happens, then f dash c is equal to 0, where c is what? C is any number in the interval AB. If that c belongs to AB, then f dash c is always equal to 0. This is the Rolle's theorem. Once again, if function is defined in the interval AB, then that function is always continuous in that closed interval AB. Function is differentiable on the open interval AB, and f of A is equal to f of B. If these three conditions are there, then the Rolle's theorem says that there always exists a number C. C is in AB, in between somewhere in AB, such that f dash C is always equal to 0. Okay, then this is the similar one, definition again. Next theorem is Lagrange's mean value theorem. That is, the statement is if a function is defined in the closed interval AB and that function is continuous in the closed interval AB and is differentiable on the closed interval AB. Sorry, it is open interval. If the function is continuous in the closed interval and function is differentiable in the open interval AB, then the Lagrange's mean value theorem says f dash of C is f of B minus f of A upon B minus A. Remember, Rolle's theorem says f dash, if these conditions are satisfied, what is the change in Lagrange's and Rolle's theorem is, Rolle's theorem, there should be function must be continuous, function must be differentiable, but there is one more condition, that f of A should be equal to f of B, and then only Rolle's theorem satisfied. But in case of Lagrange's theorem, only two conditions are there. If third condition is not satisfying, then we can use Lagrange's theorem. And all the three conditions are satisfied, then we can say f dash of C is 0 by Rolle's theorem. And if only two conditions are satisfied, then we have to write by according to Lagrange's theorem, f dash of C's value is f of B minus f of A upon B minus A. You are noting down Rolle's theorem, where f dash of C is 0, and Lagrange's theorem is f dash of C is f of B minus f of A upon B minus A. We'll move to the next one. Cauchy's mean value theorem. In Cauchy's mean value theorem, there are two functions now. Now, in first two cases, Rolle's theorem and Lagrange's theorem, there are there is only one function f of x. But in case of Cauchy's mean value theorem, there are two functions f of x and g of x. So if two functions are given to you and they both are continuous in AB given interval, and derivative of both of them exists in, that is again the first two conditions are same. Both the functions are continuous and both the functions are differentiable in open interval AB. Then there exists a point C in that interval such that, now this is the statement of Cauchy's mean value theorem, f dash of C upon g dash of C is f of B minus f of A upon g of B minus g of A. Is there any similarity in Lagrange's theorem and Cauchy's mean value theorem? In Lagrange's theorem, there is only one function. In Cauchy's theorem, there are two functions. And in Lagrange's theorem, there is f dash of C. And in Lagrange's theorem, f dash C upon g dash of C. So is there any relation between them? We'll see that. Okay, this is definition again. And this definition we have seen, f dash C upon g dash of C is f of B minus f of A upon g of B minus g of A. If that g of x value is particularly x, that is what, if we take the derivative g dash x is 1. So if we put it here in the equation, we'll get f dash C upon 1 as g dash of x is 1. If we put C here, it will be 1 only. So f dash of C upon 1 is equal to f of B minus f of A upon g of B is what by this? B. So g of B is B and g of A is A. So f of B minus f of A upon B minus A, f dash of C is equal to, this is nothing but the Lagrange's theorem. Means what? Cauchy's theorem. From the Cauchy's theorem, we can derive Lagrange's theorem by substituting particularly the second function, that is g of x, as x. So that we are noting down f dash of C upon g dash of C is f of B minus f of A upon g of B minus g of A. Sure. Next, we are taking one example. The mean value C. Note here, everywhere, if it is just C, then it is the mean value itself. It is just, if it is just as mean value, remember this is C, and if it is C only, then remember this is nothing but the mean value. So mean value C for the function f of x is equal to, function is given to you and interval is also given to you, and it is asked to find the value C, the mean value C. Function is with us, so we call it f of x. Let f of x is equal to e raised to x into sin x minus cos x. Okay, then is that function continuous? We have seen in all the three definitions of mean values, Rolle's theorem, Lagrange's theorem and Cauchy's theorem, your function must be continuous and differentiable. As here is only one function, so either Rolle's theorem or Lagrange's theorem can be useful. And if there are two functions, then Cauchy's theorem. Okay, so if this is the function f of x, just check, is this function continuous? As we know, e is continuous, sine is continuous and cos is continuous. So the overall function will be continuous. The first condition of the theorem satisfied. Secondly, is it differentiable? We have to check it. So we have to try to find out f dash of x. So we'll check it. What is its f dash x? This is a standard formula. If we want to write in standard, we can write, or we know that okay, if we want to take the derivative of this function, it is e raised to x into sin x minus cos x. So there are two functions we can say, e raised to x and sin x minus cos x. So there are two, e raised to x into derivative of second that is cos x plus sin x, and second function will let as it is sin x minus cos x into derivative is e raised to x. So this is the derivative of the given function, given f of x. In that, cos x will get cancelled and there will be sin plus sin, that is 2 sin x e raised to x. So there is f dash x exists, and whatever is the f dash x, it is defined in the given interval. Whatever is the interval, it is defined on that interval. So we can say it is differentiable. Function is continuous, function is differentiable. Next condition, if it is Rolle's theorem, we don't know. It is not given use Rolle's theorem or Lagrange's theorem. So if you want to use Rolle's theorem, then we have to check one more condition. What is that? F of A and F of B. A is what? The right hand limit of interval, right hand number, that is pi by 4, and B is 5 pi by 4. So we check f of pi by 4. F of pi by 4. Well, this is your f of x. In that, put x is pi by 4. We get e raised to pi by 4 sin pi by 4 minus cos pi by 4. So sin pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2, and the value will be 0. So f of pi by 4 is 0. We can check f of 5 pi by 4. F of 5 pi by 4, sin 5 pi by 4, the value is pi plus pi by 4 means second quadrant, and sin all sin cos. So it is 1 by root 2, and cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. So it is again 0. So while checking, we get f of pi by 4 is 0, and f of 5 pi by 4 is also 0. That is what? F of A is equal to f of B. That is all the three conditions of Rolle's theorem satisfied. So what the Rolle's theorem says, there exists a C constant in the given interval such that f dash of C is 0. This is the statement. So what f dash C? First of all, we have to take the derivative of dash x. We have here. We have already calculated. So what is that derivative? F dash x is 2 into e raised to x sin x. So in that, f dash of c we have to substitute. That is in x, in place of x, we put c. That is 2 e raised to c sin c is equal to 0. And as f dash of c is 0, that is this term is 0. But 2 is never 0. E is always not, e cannot be 0. We know that. So what is 0 then? Sin c is 0. Sin c is 0 means for which values of sin theta are 0. So which thetas are there? Like 0, plus minus pi, plus minus 2 pi. Right? These are your c. But among all of them, we have to choose your answer. So your correct answer will be among this all the numbers of one term or two terms which are lying in this interval only, in the given interval only. So given interval is pi by 4 to 5 pi by 4. So is 0 is in the interval? No. Is pi in the interval? Yes, pi is in the interval. Is minus pi in the interval? No. Is 2 pi in the interval? No. So no other values of c are in this interval. The only value is pi. So your correct answer is pi. Here it is. Getting? Any doubt? Please unmute yourself, anyone, and ask doubt as I'm going to give you the next example. Be ready with pen and paper. Okay, let me solve this for you. Next question. The value of lambda such that this condition is given to you, and if this condition will check it properly, f of b minus f of a upon b minus a, and we have seen it somewhere. It is in Lagrange's theorem. F dash of c is equal to f of b minus f of a upon b minus a, and that c we call it as mean value, but here it is called lambda. So lambda is the mean value. Okay, for the function f of x, function is given to you, and is the value, mean value of that function in the given interval is asked. and this is standard also. I will tell you later. Okay, function is ax square plus bx plus c. We'll write its derivative f dash of x. What is the derivative of that function? 2ax plus b. Next, here in our given thing, there is f dash of lambda and we have f dash of x. So in place of x, we'll put lambda. So we'll get, but given thing I'm writing first, that is f dash of lambda is f of b minus f of a upon b minus a. Okay, so f dash of lambda is 2a lambda plus b, substituting in this equation x as lambda. So 2a lambda plus b is equal to f of b minus f of a upon b minus a. Now f of b I can write. I know f of x. In that x, I'll substitute b. So we get ab square plus bb plus c minus, similarly f of a I can substitute x as a upon b minus a as it is. Here b square minus a square, b square minus a square into a. B square minus a square, b plus a, b minus a. One b minus a get cancelled, it is just b plus a into a. Similarly, plus b, b minus b a. B is common, b minus a upon b minus a cancel. Only the thing is b. Plus c minus c get cancelled. Right. So this is the term. So 2a lambda plus b is this, b get cancelled again, and then 2a lambda is b plus a into a again get cancelled. So lambda is equal to b plus a upon 2. So correct answer is b plus a upon 2. And what I am telling you is, this is the standard formula also. The mean value, if this condition is there, if it is Lagrange's theorem, if it satisfies Lagrange's theorem, and the function is standard, like ax square, any polynomial, any second degree polynomial, ax square plus bx plus c in the given interval ab, then it is always a plus b by 2. Okay, I want to ask you to solve the next example. Sure. This is your example. The mean value for the function 3 by 2 x square minus 8x plus 11 by 3 in the interval 11 by 2, 17 by 2 is. Chalo, solve it. I'll give you some time and tell me the answer. Sure. Anyone who finishes first can unmute yourself and tell me the answer. Anyone? Yes, anyone? Yes, who is there? Can anyone tell me the answer, please? Okay, come on, tell me. Who is there? There is, okay, I'll give you hint. There is a polynomial ax square plus bx plus c as similar as in the last example, and interval is also given to you. So what will be the answer? Okay, and then you should have given. Anyone? No? Okay, it's okay. I'll give you answer. See this. As a polynomial, second polynomial is with us. The second degree polynomial, we know c is equal to a plus b by 2. The mean value is a plus b by 2, and a is the lower limit of the interval, b is upper limit of the interval. We need not to see the function at all. Just see the interval is this. Add these two numbers and by 2, and you'll get the answer 28 by 4. Good. Okay. We'll move to the next question. Okay, this is the question. Can you try? If Rolle's theorem holds for the function, for the given function, Rolle's theorem holds in -1 to 1. We know Rolle's theorem holds here. So for the point c is 1/2, c is also given to you. The value of a and b are. Can you please solve it? Please unmute yourself once done and tell me the answer. Anyone? Nandita, can you tell me answer? Okay, I'll show you answer. We know Rolle's theorem holds. What is the Rolle's theorem? Function is continuous, function is differentiable, and f of low limit is same as f of minus. That is f of -1 is same as f of 1, right? And one more thing is f dash of c is 0. These are two Rolle's condition. F of -1 is equal to f of 1. F of a is f of b, and f dash of c is equal to 0. So f of -1 is f of 1. We know this. So f of -1 we are substituting in the function. X is -1. So 2 into -1 plus a into 1 minus b is equal to f of 1. X is 1. So we get 2 plus a plus b. And solving, we get b is equal to -2. First condition, if we solve, we get this. And if we solve second condition, f dash of half is given to you, c is given to you. So it is f dash of x, we are finding first derivative of f of x, that is 6x square 2ax plus b, and we are substituting a c, f dash of c is half, and we know f dash of c is f dash of half is 0. So substitute x is half and equate it to 0. So we get 6 by 4 plus a plus b. But b we know, b is -2. Substitute it here and solve it. We'll get a is half and b is -2. Any doubt? Please raise your hand and ask. You can raise your hand also in Zoom. There is option raise a hand. Okay, good. We'll go to the next slide. Find the value for f of x is 1 by x and g of x is 1 by x square in the interval 1, 2 using Cauchy's mean value theorem. Do you remember the Cauchy's mean value theorem, or I'll show you? Write on the function first. F of x is 1 by x, g of x is 1 by x square, and the interval is 1 to 2. And find the mean value. We have to find out mean value, C, by using Cauchy's mean value theorem. Okay, let me show you what is Cauchy's mean value theorem. Here it is. F of x and g of x are two functions. Then f dash c upon g dash of c is equal to f of b minus f of a upon g of b minus g of a, where c is the mean value. We'll go to the question. Okay, f of x is there, g of x is there, interval is there. Then can you tell me C, the mean value? Solid fast. Anyone? Please unmute and tell me answer.
1/3.
1 by 3?
4/3.
1 by 3. Okay, we'll check. Their Zoom is showing some message of 40 minutes. If it get disconnected in 1 or 2 minutes, please join back with same link. If it get disconnected, join back fast. I'm here only. If it is disconnected, then you have to join back faster with the same link. Okay, we'll check your answer. It is 4 by 3. So how is it? We have to find f dash of x, that is minus 1 by x square, g dash of x, that is minus 2 by x cube, and function is differentiable as we can find out derivative. And on 1 to 2, interval is 1 to 2, as 0 we are not counting, so there will be no problem. If 0, x is 0 in the interval is there, then 1 by 0 will create a problem. It will be infinity. And the given functions are continuous also, as these are polynomial functions, they are always continuous, differentiable, and then f dash c upon g dash c is f of b. B is 2 minus f of a, f of 1 upon g of 2 minus g of 1. F dash of c is minus 1 by c square. G dash of c is minus 2 by c cube is equal to f of b, f of 2, that is 1 by 2 minus f of 1, that is 1 upon g of 2, here x is 2, so 1 by 4 minus g of 1, that is 1. So solving this, 1 by 2 minus 1. and we were out due to 40 limit. Okay, we are joining back. Join fast. Okay, I'll show you answer. The Taylor series, it is about x is equal to 2 is asked, right? So f of 2 plus x minus 2 f dash 2 plus so on x minus 2 square 2 factorial f double dash, and then f of x, it is just the linear approximation. So only first two terms, x minus 2, f dash 2, up to that term. So f of x is e raised to minus x, f dash is minus of e raised to minus x. And then substituting the values, f of 2 will be e raised to minus 2 plus x minus 2 into minus e raised to minus 2. So e raised to minus 2 is common and it is 1 minus x plus 2. So 3 minus x. The correct answer is A. Okay, this is your question. Solve this. Done. Once done, please unmute and tell.
Option C.
C. Is it C? Okay.
C.
Okay. Check. C. Okay. Okay. We'll check. Okay. We'll check. Okay. We'll go to answer. So this is the Taylor series expansion, and coefficient of x minus 2 raised to 4 is asked. So it is f raised to 4, f fourth derivative at a upon 4 factorial, right? So first derivative, second, and if you find out the fourth derivative, have you find out the fourth derivative, everyone? And the fourth derivative had 2, the value is e square and upon 4 factorial. So the answer is e square upon 4 factorial. Good. This one is the next. Chalo, solve this. Solve this and tell me answer. Which of the following function would have only odd powers of x in its Taylor series expansion about the point x is 0? Taylor series expansion. Okay, sin x and cos x expansion. We know it. What is sin x expansion? Can anyone tell me the expansion of sin x? Sin x. What is the sin x series? Series of sin x is? Please unmute and tell me the series. Sin x series. It is x minus x cube by 3 factorial plus x raised to 5 by 5 factorial minus alternate plus minus and odd powers. And cos x is starts with 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus x raised to 4 by 4 factorial, alternate plus minus and even powers. Right. So have you find out answer? Anyone? Let me show you. We know sin x series. Sin x series is x minus x cube upon 3 factorial. This is factorial. Huh? Plus x raised to pi upon pi factorial, and cos x series is also there. And then in our option, there is only x cube and x square. So we'll check sin x square. Replace x by x square in your sin x series. Sin x square is x square minus x raised to 6 plus x raised to the denominator is as it is. I'm changing just x. So x raised to 10 minus x raised to 14 upon 7 factorial. And then if we'll check the powers of x in sin x square, they are all even, right? But the question is, would have only odd powers of x. So here is only even powers of x. So this option is incorrect. Then cos x square, replace x by x square, and if we'll see, these are again all even powers, so this answer is also not correct. So similarly, if we'll find sin x cube, so we'll put x as x cube, we get x cube, x raised to 9, x raised to 15, and so on. And if we'll find cos x cube also, so it is x raised to 6, x raised to 12. So which one is the correct one? This is again all even powers. So here is 3, 9, 15. All are odd powers of x. So the correct answer is sin of x cube. Good. Okay, next question. In the Taylor series expansion of e raised to x plus sin x about the point x is equal to pi, the coefficient of x minus pi square is. Chal, solve this. Once done, please unmute and tell me answer.
B.
Yes?
Option B.
B. Okay. B, okay. Anyone else? Okay, B, we'll check. Is it B? And one more note that our meeting will again stop in 3 minutes. So we'll have to join back quickly after 3 minutes if it gets over. And you are joining too late. Please join fast so that we'll cover the topics. Okay, then function is e raised to x plus sin x. At x is equal to pi. So Taylor series expansion about x is a is this. So about x is pi is this. This is the Taylor series expansion. And then the coefficient of x minus pi square. We know it is f double dash of pi upon 2 factorial. We have seen the formula. So f of x, f dash x, f double dash x we are finding. So this is f double dash only. F double dash at pi is e raised to pi minus sin pi. Sin pi is 0, so it is e raised to pi. So it is e raised to pi upon 2 factorial. 2 factorial, that is 2. 1 by 2 is 0.5. So 0.5 into e raised to pi. This is the correct answer. Good. Chalo, next one. Solve this. Solve it, and till then, if we get run out of time, then please come back quickly. Done? Can you tell me answer? We have less than 1 minute now. So everyone please come back fast if it gets shut down. Okay, anyone has completed answer?
D.
Yes, 3, C,
D.
D. A, B, C, D. Okay, solve it. And now we'll get, I think, out. Click on the link, same link again, and come back. Solve answer. Welcome back.
एवढंच काम करते एकच काम करते बरं Video banakama. Video uncle. Papa, yeah.
Sure. We'll solve this.
Here the answer D.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. Answer of this, we'll go ahead. Okay. About x is equal to pi, this is the series. That is, f of x is f of pi plus x minus pi upon 1 factorial. We are not writing. That is x minus pi into f dash pi plus x minus pi square upon 2 factorial, f double dash pi, and so on. So f of pi, we are finding first f of pi. So in your function f of x, this is your f of x function. Put x is equal to pi, we get sine pi upon pi minus pi. Sine pi is 0 and upon 0. So this is 0 by 0 form. So obviously we have to apply L'Hospital. So derivative of sine x is cos x upon derivative of x is 1. And again applying limit x tends to pi, it is pi, sorry. Cos pi upon 1. Cos pi is minus 1. So f of pi is minus 1. And similarly we'll find f dash of pi. We'll find f dash x first. This is u by v, and f dash, after finding, we'll put x is pi, so we get f dash pi is 0, and then we are finding f double dash, next derivative, and if we'll put pi in that, it is 1 minus 1 by 6. So substituting in the given equation, we get f of x is f of pi, that is minus 1, then f dash pi is 0, and next f double dash pi is minus 1 by 6, so minus 1 by 6 into x minus pi square upon 2 factorial. Upon 2 factorial is there. Is it minus 1 by 6 f double dash pi? We are fine. Is it minus 1 by 6? Is it minus 1 by 6 only? What is the value of f double dash pi? Just check it. It is I think it is just 1. Let it be. Just check it and you get your answer. Next question is here. Please solve it. The infinite series corresponds to, the series is the series of what? This is the standard series. You need not to think, you need not to solve. Just see the series and tell me this is the series of.
Option B.
Yes?
Option B.
Yes, it is e raised to x series. We know that. We know some standard series, e raised to x, and then sin x, cos x, right? So this is the series of e raised to x. Do not think, just we know it, and this is e raised to x. Next question. The Taylor series expansion of 3 sin x plus 2 cos x is. We know sin x, we know cos x series. Write their sin x series, write their cos x series, multiply by 2, 3 and try to add the terms and check where it matches. Option A, B, C or D. Getting answer?
A.
A, is it A?
C.
C, okay. More people, more
A.
people.
A.
A, C, A, C, A or C?
A.
A, okay. A, okay. We'll check. You know, sin x series x minus x cube by 3 factorial plus 1 and cos series 1 minus x square by 2 factorial plus 1. So we are writing, here is 2 as it is. Here it will be 3x, no other x, so 3x. Here is x square term, so 2 by 2 factorial cancel, minus x square. And then here is 3 factorial and 3. Here will be 2 only. 3 factorial is 3 into 2 into 1. So 3 get cancelled, so minus x cube by 2 only. Right? And this is answer A. Correct. Just take care of signs. In C, there is plus x square, so C is not that. Okay, we'll move to the next topic, maxima and minima. Last topic of today's lecture, maxima and minima. So we have to find out the maximum value of the function and minimum value of the function. How to do that? There is a method. We have to find f dash of x. Then we have to write f dash of x is equal to 0 and we have to solve that equation. If we solve the equation, we'll get the value of x and these are called roots of the equation or we can call stationary points. If we solve f dash of x is 0, these are called stationary points. Okay, then now we have to find its f double dash x, double derivative. Okay, and at the stationary points, which are the stationary points? जे आपण f dash x equal to 0 हे इक्वेशन सॉल्व करून ऑब्टेन केलेत x ते तुमचे स्टेशनरी पॉइंट्स. त्या स्टेशनरी पॉइंट साठीच f डबल डॅश x आपण फाइंड करतोय. f डबल डॅश x at that stationary point x naught. Okay, if it is positive or we can say greater than 0, then function has a minimum value. Are you getting? Function is given to you. You have to find f dash of x derivative. You have to equate it to 0 and you have to find the values of x. And that x are called stationary point. And for that stationary point itself, we are finding f double dash value. And if f double dash at that point is positive, greater than 0, then we get minima. And if it is less than 0, then we get maxima. उलटे हा, जर greater than 0 असेल तर मिनिमा आहे आणि लेस दॅन 0 असेल तर मॅक्सिमा आहे. उलटे लक्षात ठेवा. आणि ग्रेटर दॅन झालं, लेस दॅन झालं, इक्वल टू 0 असेल तर if f double dash value is equal to 0, then we need to think. If it is strictly greater, strictly less than 0, then okay. But if it is equal to 0, then we have to check further. What we check? If for that x naught, for that x naught point, if f dash of x is greater than 0 and for x is greater than x naught, first thing is for x is less than x naught. If f dash of x is greater than 0 and for x is greater than x naught, if f dash x is less than 0, then maximum. Okay, for instance, let it be. These two are not that important. हे तुम्हाला विचारना नाही आहे. तुम्हाला important आहे हा third point. Greater than 0 झाला double dash minima, less than 0 झाला maxima. आणि जर f double dash of 0 तुम्ही फाइंड केलाय आणि तुम्हाला तो पण इक्वल टू 0 जर मिळत असेल, that is f double dash is 0, also f dash is 0, f double dash is 0. In such a case, whatever points we are getting, it is not either maxima or minima, and such points are called point of inflection. When it is called point of inflection, when f double dash of x at that point is 0 for the stationary points, and then those stationary points are called points of inflection. Okay, we'll move to the question. The maximum value of function in 1 to 6 is, we have to find the maximum value, means we have to first find maximum minima. So for the maximum minima condition, we have to first find f dash of x, right? So find out f dash of x, that is 3x square minus 18x plus 24, correct? Equate it to 0, right? See here, we have to find f dash x and equate it to 0 for stationary points. So equating 0 and solving this, 3 is common, we'll take out and divide to this side, that is only 0. So x square minus 6x plus 8. So it is x minus 4 into x minus 2. So x is 2 and 4. These are called stationary points. Then we'll find f double dash x. F double dash x is next derivative of this, that is 6x minus 18. And now that f double dash x we have to find only for the stationary points. The stationary points are 2 and 4. So we'll first find for 2. So f double dash of 2 we get, put here 2. 12 minus 18 minus 6, and minus 6 is less than 0. That is what? Maxima. Where it is maxima? At x is equal to 2. We get maxima. If f double dash is less than 0, that is maxima. And second stationary point is 4. So we are finding f double dash of 4. So we are putting here 4, 6 into 4, 24 minus 18, that is 6, which is greater than 0. So at that point there is a minima. Correct. So what is asked to us is the maximum value. So we are not interested in minima, we are interested in maxima. So what will be the maximum value? We know maximum value is at x is equal to 2. So we have to put x is equal to 2 in the function here. So we get f of 2. Why 2? Because we need maxima. If it is asked minima, then minimum value is at 4. So we have to put 4 in that case. Now for maxima we'll put x is 4. So we get, solve this by putting x is 2, x is 2. So it is 25, right? And this is the maximum value. The maximum value of f of x. Okay, this is the maximum value, but in the interval 1 to 6 is also asked. So we find at point 1, that is lowest point, that is f of 1 we'll also find, and the value is 21. And f of 6 we find, that is 41. So among these three values, the maximum value is 41. So your maximum value is 41 at x is equal to 6. Right? If that interval is not given to you, if this is not there, then the maximum value of the function is only 25. Remember. So next question. The values of a and b for which f of x is given to you x cube plus ax square plus bx has a local minima at x is equal to 4 and point of inflection. What is point of inflection? I told you already. F double dash at that point of inflection at x is 1 is saying. So point of inflection means f double dash at 1 is 0, right? So we have to find the values of a and b. It is given that the function has local minima, that is f dash of x will find, f double dash x will find, and for the local minima f double dash 1 is 0, that is 6. Put x is 1 here, so 6 plus 2a is 0, so a is minus 3, right? We got it. Now point of inflection means f double dash 1 is 0, but already we know f dash is also 0 as we are equating it to 0, so f dash 1 is also 0. So f dash of 1 is, put 1 here in f dash, we get b is 3, or it is said that it has a local minima at x is equal to 4, right? So we can put 4 also, as they are saying that for 4 also it has a minima. So it is, if we'll put 4 in that, we get b is minus 24. So both the b's are correct, for 1 also and for local minima 4 also. But for point of inflection f double dash, we have to put x is 1 only, right? For point of inflection f double dash is at 1, so f double dash 1 and has local minima at x is 4, so it is 4, right? So a is minus 3 and b is minus 24, or b is 3 also. Next is maxima and minima for function of two variables. Now till now we have function y is function of x only, right? There is only one variable x. Now if it is z is function of xy, two variables are there, then how to find maxima minima? We'll call p as dou z by dou x, dou z by dou y as cube, r is dou to z by dou x square, s is dou to z by dou x dou y, and t is dou to z by dou y square, right? These are the notations, remember or note down. And then we'll find p, q, r, s, t, such way. These are the definitions. So put p is 0 and q is 0 to find the stationary points. Whatever we have find out p, q, equate them to 0 and get stationary points. Okay, at every stationary point we have to find r, s and t. This is r, s and t. If rt minus s square, find a rt minus s square also. If that value is greater than 0, and two conditions are there. If rt minus s square is greater than 0 and whatever r, it is also greater than 0, then the function has minimum value or minima or local minima at that point. Similar, if rt minus s square is greater than 0 but r is less than 0, then it has maxima at that point. And next, if rt minus s square itself is less than 0, then we need not to check anything else. Then we can say directly that function has neither maxima nor minima. It is also called saddle point. And if rt minus s square is equal to 0, the method fails. Okay, here is the question. The function f of xy. Here is two variable x and y at 0.20 is. The function has maxima or minima. We'll check. So we'll find first dou z by dou x. This is your z. F of xy, we can denote z. So z is equal to, this is z is equal to, so first dou z by dou x, derivative of this function with respect to x, it is 3x square minus 6x partially, okay. So y is constant and derivative is 0. Next is q. Q is dou z by dou y with respect to y derivative, it is 8y, right? And for stationary point, what we have to do is equate p to 0 and q to 0. So it is equal to 0, this is equal to 0. So we get from this y is 0 and from this x is 0 and 2 values. So what are the stationary points are? If x is 0, y is 0, so 0, 0. And if x is 2, y is 0, that is 2, 0. So there are two stationary points, 0, 0 and 2, 0. Find out the point and then find out r, s and t also. R is dou 2z by dou x square. Next derivative of dou z by dou x with respect to x, that is 6x minus 6. S is dou 2z by dou x dou y. Whatever is dou z by dou y takes next derivative with respect to x, and as it is y, so it is 0. And next t is dou 2z by dou y square. So take next derivative of dou z by dou y with respect to y, that is 8. Okay. All are there, r, s and t are there. Stationary points are there. So at these two stationary points, these are two stationary points, but question is at 2, 0 only. So we have to find at only stationary point 2, 0. So at 2, 0, r is 6. This is greater than 0. And rt minus s square, find out rt minus s square. 6. R is actually 6x minus 6, but we are finding it at point 2, 0. So what will be R? So R is at point 2, 0, x is 2, and it is 6 into 2, that is 12 minus 6, so R is 6, right? S is 0 itself, so no doubt, and T is 8. So there are no variables. So all these are value of R is T, then we find RT minus S square, that is 48 minus 0, that is 48. And the condition here is RT minus S square is greater than 0 and R is greater than 0, right? So what the condition says, if RT minus S square is greater than 0 and R is also greater than 0, then the function has minima. So your function will have minima at point 2, 0. Can you tell me at point 0, 0? Stationary point is 0, 0 also. So at 0, 0, what it will be? Maxima, minima? Think and tell me. Can you tell me at point 0, 0, what the thing? Is it maxima, minima, or anything else?
Method fails. Method fails. Method fails.
Method fails? No, 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 no. Method fails when RT minus S square is 0. Method follows when it is greater than 0 or less than 0 in both the cases. So how you find out RT minus S square? At 0, 0, huh? So x is 0, you have to substitute. So R is minus 6. S is 0 and T is 8. So RT minus S square will be minus 48. That is less than 0. RT minus S square is less than 0. That is what? Neither maxima nor minima. We can also call it as saddle point. There will be a saddle point. Remember. And if it is 0, we say method fails. Next question. Function is given and then the saddle point of f is, saddle point is asked. It is, function is of two variables x and y. So p is dou z by dou x with respect to x, derivative is y plus 1. So y plus 1 is equal to 0, that is y is minus 1. Q is dou z by dou y, that is with respect to y derivative, x minus 1, and equate it to 0, we get x is 1, right? So 1 xy, point xy, that is 1 minus 1. This is the stationary point, correct? So we find next r. What is r? R is dou z by dou 2z by dou x square. So next derivative of this with respect to x, that is 0. Then s is dou 2z by dou z dou x. Yes. Then, yes.
Did you do?
You want to say something?
रात्री फोन लावता लावता पण राहिला. रात्री आलते का तू?
Please mute yourself. Please mute yourself.
रात्री म्हणून होती. ती काय परत गडबड करायला.
Snehal, I think Snehal, mute yourself.
ओव्हर होतं जे. मीच म्हणलं लाव का फोन.
Then it is RT minus S.
हां मी कविता म्हणून बोलणार.
Find out all the derivatives.
काय गेलं तर खाली.
X is 1 and T is, this is dou z by dou y. Next
कळायला काय झालंय?
with respect to y.
किती वेळा येते सारखं तुम्हाला?
Okay, that is, then we'll find RT minus S square, that is equal to minus 1, which is less than 0. And if it is less than 0, there will be the saddle point. So saddle point is at 1 and minus 1. So if there is any other point of stationary point, if we'll obtain, there always will be a saddle point, right? Because we are not substitute anything from the stationary point here. Values itself are 0, 1 and 0. So whatever is the stationary point will be the saddle point if it is less than 0. So our stationary point is 1 and 1 minus 1. That's why it is the saddle point. See this question. Examine the maximum and minimum for the function. Function is, again the two variables are there. So P, Q, R, S, T. We are finding P, Q, R, S, T. P is dou z by dou x. So 2xy minus 3y plus 1. All the derivatives you need to find out. Q, R, S and T. Just check all the derivatives. Okay, then equate it to 0. We get 2x minus 3y is minus 1. And equate this to 0. So we get x is 1 and x is 2. So when x is 1, we'll substitute x is 1 in this equation first. So we get 2y minus 3y is minus 1. That is minus y is minus 1. That is y is equal to 1. When x is 1. When x is 1, y is 1. That is point is 1, 1. Next, when x is 2. Substitute x is 2 in the original equation here, first equation. So we get 4y minus 3y is equal to minus 1. So y is minus 1. So the next stationary point is 2 minus 1. There are two stationary points, right? So for first stationary point 1, 1, we'll check r. What is r there? R is 2y, but y is 1. So r is 2. S is 1. For s, we have to put x is 1. So 2 minus 3, that is minus 1. And we check t. T is 0. Okay. Then check RT minus S square. 2 into 0 minus 1 square. So minus 1. Minus 1 is less than 0. So RT minus S square is less than 0 means what? No maxima, no minima. There is a saddle point for 1, 1. Next is point 2 minus 1. So check for point 2 minus 1. R is minus 2. S is 2 into 2, 4 minus 3. S is what? 2 into 2, 4 minus 3. It should be 1, huh? Not minus 1. S is 1 and T is 0. So RT minus S square will be 0 minus 1. Okay, it is minus 1. Then minus 1 is less than 0. That is again RT minus S square is less than 0 means no maxima, no minima, there will be saddle point. So no extreme. That is, there will be no maxima and minima for the given function. Okay, wait, one more last question we'll take, and that is the last thing. Where is the question? Okay. 2x cube minus 21x square plus 36x. Okay, this is again one variable only, x. So what is the condition for one variable? We have to find f dash x. We have to equate it to 0, and then we have to find the values of x. These are These are roots, and for that we'll put it in f double dash of x. So that we find f double dash x, that is 12x minus 42, and for first, if x is 1, we'll get f double dash of 1 is minus 30, which is less than 0. That is what? If it is less than 0, then maximum. It has a maximum value at x is equal to 1. And at x is equal to 6, second point, f double dash of 6. It will be, where is your f double dash? Here is your f double dash. Put x is 6 here, we get 30, which is greater than 0, so it has minima. Okay, I think that is enough. This is one more question. Here is the question. You can see that function is 2x cube minus 24x plus 107 in the interval 0 to 3. So f dash of x is, there is f dash x equated to 0. We get x square is 4, so x is plus minus 2. But there is interval given. Interval is 0 to 3. So for 0 to 3, 2 will be there, but minus 2 will not be in the interval. So only 2 is the stationary point. So we'll find value at 2. Value at 2 is 75, and the interval as given. So we have to find at 0 also and at 3 also. So f of 0 we have find out, f of 2 we have find out, and f of 3 also. So the maximum value here is 107. So maximum value is at x is 0, and the minimum value is 75. So minima is at x is equal to 2. Therefore the point of maxima and minima are 0 and 2 respectively. Okay, this is the end of today's lecture. So if you have anything to tell or to share with me, please go ahead. Till then, if you want to, प्लीज तुमचे व्हिडिओ सुरू करता का? तुमचे मी फोटो काढून घेते थोडे लेक्चर्सचे. म्यूटच असू द्या, फक्त तुमचे व्हिडिओ सुरू करा. आणि तुम्हाला काही वाटत असेल तर मला सांगा. इन बिटवीन कुणाला बोलू वाटलं तर बोला. जमतंय, समजतंय? बोला. कोण बोलते? प्रगती. प्रगती बोला. क्षीरसागर. समजतंय का? चलो गुड. बोला. आपल्याकडे आणखी 2-3 मिनिट वेळ आहे. बोला. श्रद्धा, प्रेरणा.
मॅम शेअर पीपीटीज.
हा, आय शेअर. Yesterday's PPT also I'll share. Good laughing faces, huh? Nice. Do you miss your college?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. We
No,
miss the college.
no. We don't miss college.
It is good. If you are not missing your college, then we'll meet daily on Zoom. Is it understanding to everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
This is already
Yes,
covered
yes.
in M1, M2. I think somewhere is covered.
Yes.
Yes. Good. And anything? What is going on? Quarantine. Nice. Chalo, we'll meet soon, I think, in college. What do you think? When we'll meet? July?
I think it's the September.
Oh, September, direct. That's good then.
It will take time to get vaccine in the market.
Yeah, I think so. I think August. August. In August, we'll meet.
Let's hope for September.
Let's hope for the best. Now we have 1 minute more and we'll automatically get out of the Zoom. So if anyone want to say something, go ahead. Fast. Prerna, Chital, Tanaya, Swapnil. Swapnil, say
No
something.
problem. No problem, madam.
No problem. Okay, good. Good. Chala, tomorrow we'll meet again then. It will get automatically, it will cut. So I'm not going to end it. Let it cut automatically. Till then, I will see your faces after so many days.
Ma'am,
Ah,